Hi, Georgina.
Good evening.
How you doing?
Are
All
you,
right?
Darren?
I'm
Yeah,
good,
how are you
thanks.
tonight? Happy Monday, my friend.
Is it Monday? I've lost track already. It's ridiculous.
And shall we say a happy Googly Monday to all the Google champions?
I'm tapping into the Paralympic vibe at the moment. I'm gutted that there's no sport on 24/7 after yesterday.
Oh
That was,
dear.
that was really getting me through. But we've got a really good show coming up, so I'm going to disappear off into the background and just keep an eye on the chat and things for people. But welcome to everyone who has joined us, or not, as the case may be.
It's just there's a delay in the YouTube live stream,
Yeah,
that's all.
just double checking that because it's crashed at my end, but that's not me. Hopefully
Oh
everyone else.
dear,
There
really?
we go. Yeah, it's fine. There we go. So I'm going to leave you to it, but you've got a guest coming on who's going to absolutely thrill people, I'm sure. So I'm going to get out of the way and I'm going to let you introduce your guest.
It's so exciting. So, for all of you joining today, welcome to the GEG UK live stream. And we have a super special series that we're happy to launch for the autumn. And so, very shortly, we're going to introduce our special guest. But before we do so, please make sure you take a second, hop into the chat on the YouTube live stream. Let us know who you are and where you're joining from in the world. We know that sometimes others from other countries join, which is super exciting. And we're always happy to have a global community of googly folks. So let us know where you're tuning in from. Let us know also if you are a Google certified trainer or innovator or educator. Let us know if you have been to a Google Champion Symposium as well. We'd love to hear about the experience of the folks tuning in the session today. And on that note, I'm super delighted to introduce the talented, inspiring leader who is Danielle. Danielle is tuning in. I'm going to let her introduce her lovely self. Yes, we're so excited to have you here. How are you? Happy Monday.
I'm good. What an introduction. Thank you. I need my medal. I didn't get a
Yeah.
champion's medal
You
because
know
I
what?
didn't. Hmm?
It's beautiful to have a medal, and yours is with you in spirit, even though you couldn't make the first. I'm telling you, absolutely. You will get your medal very soon, my dear, and it's with you in spirit.
I will absolutely get to the next symposium for sure. So my name is Danielle McKernan and I am from Texthelp. I'm very new to the Texthelp team. I just recently joined the team. I was a teacher for 22 years. I've really put my time in and joined the Texthelp team as teaching and learning specialist. I'm also the leader of the GEG Northern Ireland group. So love all things Google. So delighted that I can still, while I'm at Texthelp, continue all of the wonderful Google community groups that I'm in and still be involved in this great community. And that's what we want to do today. So today what we want to do is extend our community even more and bring in some more lovely new folks like you lot into the community. So we'd love to have new faces on board. We'd love to provide opportunities for others. And that's what today is all about, showing you how you can also join that community. And I have learned so much from Georgina. Georgina was there for me so many times and lots of opportunities came my way because of Georgina. And we hope then we can help others too.
Yes, and that's what this, it's very kind of you to say, but that's what is one great thing that I do love about the Google for Education community and the Google Champions is that once you've been through it, it opens so many doors that it's really important to be able to give back and help others with their voice, advocate, etc., and all things transformation. So I'm really excited. And it's great to see the journey that you've been on, Danielle, and that we can stand here together or sit here together virtually, I guess we can say, and support others in their journey. Danielle, that leads us really nicely because today actually is the inaugural session of a series of webinars that's launching today. So perhaps you could share with us a little bit about what the series is, what other people can look forward to seeing in the coming weeks, and how they can join.
For sure. So, this is the first of our series. So you're going to be seeing quite a bit of me over the next few months. So, towards the end of the month, and you'll see them all sitting in scheduled in the YouTube channel. So go on there, hit that little button to remind you of when they're coming up, and follow it. And so we've got at the end of the month a read and write webinar to take you through all of the great tools and techniques that you can use in there to make education inclusive. I'm going to bring on a wonderful friend of mine, Rachel McKernan, who's going to show you how she uses it in her primary school classroom as well. So after that, then we're going to, in October, have an Orbit Note webinar to show you how you can make those PDF documents actionable and accessible. Those documents that we use all the time, our PDFs, are there, and we want to make sure that we can use our OCR so that they're accessible to all students. And we've also got some wonderful little action items within there, some little push pins and other tools for being able to engage in multiple ways with it through voice notes and predictive text and so on. There's so many features. You have to join to find out. And then finally, we've got an Equatio series, and that's coming in November. And in Equatio, what we will do is look at how we can make maths accessible as well through multiple means of input. So please come, join, find out more about it. And in today's session, if you stay towards the end, you'll see how you can get a free teacher license to read and write. So if you want to try it out a little before the full webinar to get all the details, then you've got the opportunity to do that today.
Oh my goodness, it's like a goodie bag of surprises with Danielle tonight, folks. Let me tell you, let's give a round of applause. Let's show Danielle and these goodies some love in the chat. A wonderful good evening shout out to Christine, who's joining from the UK, Danielle in the chat as well. So lovely to see you here. And let us know if you've used any of the tools Danielle talked about in the chat. And if you're listening on demand, definitely shout about this series. There will definitely be educators and or leaders in your institution who can absolutely benefit from all of these accessibility features that Danielle is talking about. So really excited for the series that's upcoming, and definitely something worth sharing with your educational community. So thank you, Danielle. That's awesome. And that leads us very nicely to tonight's session. So what is in store for everybody today?
So super excited to take you through this opportunity to become a Google trainer. Now, I was very fortunate on my journey to become a Google trainer through the wonderful global GEG community. So what we want to do now is try to take some more of you folks on that journey and to support you along the way. So this is a great opportunity to have some mentorship to help you become a trainer. We will have it all wrapped up and done before Christmas. So it's a really good program to look at now for your autumn professional development. And we will take you through it every step of the way, and you will join a cohort called Trainers for Inclusion. So you will join a special group, a special community, and this boot camp that we're going to put on offer from our wonderful friends at Canopy will be just for you folks. So it's dedicated to the folks who join this, and it's all free. And I'll tell you about the details of that in a second, because there's one small cost, and that's just to sign up to actually take your skills assessment, but it's only $15, so it's very small. But everything else, all of the mentorship over the next few months, the actual training academies, all of that is all free of cost, and we will make sure that you will achieve your goal of becoming a Google trainer, and we will get you there every step of the way. So thank you so much to Georgina for joining me today. Georgina has been part of my journey, as I said, for many years, and hopefully I will be able to share the same skills that Georgina has shown me with all of you. So first of all, let me just get my
and while Danielle's getting the screens up, I just want to let everybody know that this is an absolutely brilliant opportunity to have support along the way. I remember when I became a Google certified trainer, I was working with an international institution in Cairo in Egypt. That's taking me back some years now. And there was no Google Champions community back then. This has now evolved in the last years. And so it can be quite, how do you do this? What are the expectations, etc. So when you have people and a community around you that are supporting you, it just makes it that much more easier for you to access support if you need it, and have a cheering squad behind you, cheering you along the way. So definitely take Danielle up on the offer. I'm sure she's going to drop her links near the end where you can register, but definitely a great opportunity to be in a community environment to start your Googly journey.
Absolutely. So first, just to put the Google Trainer community into context, we're going to show the Google for Champions video so that you can see what you will actually become a part of. If you have a look at Georgina and what she has around her neck, you can see this wonderful medal. So this all happened at the Google Symposium recently down in Dublin. Georgina was there, and you can see that this Champions community was launched. The whole program has been revamped, so you'll be joining at a really exciting time. And so I'm going to show you a video now from Google to show you what the whole program is about.
For 17 years, the passion and dedication.
Is it buffering, Georgina?
It's okay. When there's so much passion behind the data, Danielle, it takes time to bring that to fruition. We'll just give it an extra few seconds. And if you are joining in the chat, as I shared at the beginning of the live stream today, whether you are part of one of the Google for Education communities or not, let us know. And if you have any questions for Danielle or I about becoming a Google certified trainer, perhaps you have questions about joining in your specific area or what is involved in the process. Obviously, we're going to be taking
For
a look at
17
these
years,
things.
the passion and dedication from educators. All
I think I'll move on, Georgina. My country Wi-Fi is struggling a little bit with that here in the countryside in Northern Ireland. So, but whenever I give you the link at the end, we'll have all of the slides will be in that link at the end, so you'll get to watch that yourself afterwards. But in that video, basically what it showed you was how the program came along, because most of you might be already your Google certified educator level 1, you might have achieved level 2 as well. So really what the video was showing you was what comes next. So the stages after that are the programs. So the trainer program, coach program, and innovator program, and they go more in depth in creating change in the educational community. So they're about transforming education. So what we want to do now as Google trainers is look at how we can make a wider and a bigger impact across many educators and indeed across all of our learners. So whenever you do your Google educators, it's, I guess, basically focusing on skills for yourself, focusing on your own personal development. But when you join the Google programs, you're actually making transformational change across many different communities and many different groups. So you're actually going beyond your own school, you're going beyond your own group of teachers, and you're going out wider into the community. And if you have a look at this picture here, taken at the Dublin Symposium, you can see that within that, there are a whole group of people that you can connect to, and you can share ideas, you can share projects, you can work together to overcome any problems or issues that you're facing. And look how tight they are. I mean, I don't even think they were asked to stand tight just because there's a photo. They actually are a really close-knit group. And if you watch some of the videos online of the symposium group, you will see that people genuinely make really good friendships and relationships within this community. And it's a huge support network for you, because oftentimes when we're working in schools, it can be quite isolating if you're the IT person or you're the ed tech person. So here what you've got is this whole group of people to reach out to. So within this, if you were becoming a Google trainer, what's the benefit? So why would you go through the effort of becoming certified? Well, you get to join this brilliant Champions Hub. And in the Champions Hub, there's community in there, there's chat groups, there's folks asking questions, there's people responding to questions. So it's a place for you to go to put in your questions, any challenges that you have, and lots of people will be there to give you support and guidance along the way. Georgina, have you used the Champions Hub yet?
Absolutely. And I really love the fact that there are so many people from all over the world that can join. So perhaps here tonight, Danielle, there may be quite a few educators joining from local to the UK or surrounding areas, but actually in the Champions Hub, there are people who are champions from all over the world. So you can connect and meet with people and really widen your networking community to understand how education is going on in their part of the world and how these types of communities are supporting transformation. So I absolutely agree. The Champions Hub is a great space to connect.
Mm-hmm. So it's a go-to place. All the resources, all the people, everything you need is just there in that one spot. Also, what I love about when you're a trainer is that you're the first to know all of the juicy details, all of the what's coming next. So NDA stands for non-disclosure agreement. So when you become a Google trainer, you get a special form, you can sign up for this, and you get to go to webinars and events to find out what's coming up next. And it's always nice to be in the know so that you're a little ahead of others in the community. So definitely that's nice to get access to that particular part of the communication channel. And then next you get trainer perks. So lots of ed tech companies might come along and offer you certain perks and swag and stickers and offers on licenses, and yeah, there's loads of goodies in there that you get because you're a Google trainer. Now, why would companies want to do that for folks like you who are Google trainers? Well, the ed tech companies recognize that you are the change makers. You are the people who can make a difference across your communities. So they're keen to empower you with the tools that you need to be able to make those changes. And then you get a trainer domain, which I absolutely love, because in the trainer domain, you can go on there, you can set up training sessions whenever you want to run courses or classes for your teachers, or indeed outside of your own school with other folks. And you can set up little logins for them really quickly and easily. But it also actually gives you your whole lessons. So it gives you a full training plan. So there's things in there like Google Gemini AI, if you wanted to get in and run little workshops on it, or even indeed to play about with it yourself. You've got it all set up in there. Within 5 minutes, you're up and running and have a whole session planned. It is absolutely superb. I love the trainer domain. And then what else would you get? So whenever you actually go through the trainer course, you will learn skills in how to run training sessions really well. And I mean, nobody teaches you that, do they? I mean, like when you come through the Google Educator series, you're basically trying to pick it up yourself, and you know what you know from being a teacher and from delivering your own perhaps professional development sessions to your staff. But you can get your skills really honed and get some really good advice by going through the Trainer Academy. And that's what we hope to do as well in this program, in this mentorship program that we're offering you. We hope to be able to get advice from existing trainers to be able to support you with any questions that you have, and to indeed give top tips that those trainers who have been training for a while have encountered and come across along their way. What do you reckon, Georgina?
I think it's so valuable because just as the rate of technology is changing faster than we can come up with, so is the rate of pedagogy in the classroom, right? And the innovative, creative leadership strategies that educators such as your good self and others in our community are using in their schools, combined with really powerful, pedagogically driven and purposeful tools such as Google for Education, it really allows for very meaningful lessons, curriculum design, and different things like that. So I couldn't agree more. And the one thing, like you talked about, was how to actually facilitate training, right, for teachers. And so this is really important. Obviously we're not going to get into andragogy a whole lot, but the way you train and teach adults, there are some differences to how we train and support learning for young students, right? So I think it's really great, and Google for Education do a great job of helping people learn how to become professional facilitators that have the ability to engage adults in the training. So yeah, great point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then once you become skilled as your Google trainer, then next the opportunities come. So whenever I became a Google trainer, I was able to connect with the community, and then I was able to get lots of opportunities to train outside of my own school. So I'm a wonderful person, Ben Rouse, gave me loads of opportunities to be able to work across different countries. So I went to Aberdeen and did training sessions with schools over there. I have also done training sessions across the BET community. When I was in London, I was able to go to Google events, so different Google conferences in Dublin and up in Belfast and beyond. So lots of opportunities become available to you once you step into the Google trainer space. So it's a great way to grow your network, but also to grow opportunities for yourself too. And all those doors started to open whenever I became a Google trainer. And really that was the very first step for me. So go for it, give it a go. So, and here's a wee picture of this one I spotted that came up just last week from Happy to Host. They are at the minute actively recruiting for trainers. So in a couple of months, you'll be able to fill up their form, put yourself onto their register, and then start to actually work with these folks, start to work with the Google partners. And I was chatting to Andy Caffrey from Canopy, who is co-working on this particular program, and their team will take you through all of the bootcamp materials. And he said that yes, what happens is all of the Google partners have a pool of trainers, and they work with all of these talented people, and they will call them in for different opportunities as and when the folks are available to be involved. So there's one opportunity that's already sitting live, ready for you whenever you become trained. So definitely get involved. And this is me with all the Google folks, the lovely Canopy team. So this is me at BET and then recently at Belfast. So you can see that they embrace you into the community. We welcome new faces. We really want to see new people coming through and to really grow that network out. So that could be you this time after Christmas, New Year. You could be standing there with your Google t-shirt on, part of the team, part of the community, and ready to support educators along their ed tech journey. So how do you become a Google trainer? So there is an actual structured course to do it. So Google have a certified trainer course that you can work down through. And this is exactly what Eugenia said. It can be quite lonely to do that on your own. So we don't want you to be on your own. What we want to do is to support you in a group to take you through that. So we're going to have a boot camp later, which will help you to develop all of the skills and knowledge that was in that trainer course. But I know for most of you, you will want to as well go down through that course to make sure you're familiar with all the really valuable tips and information that's in there, because it will really help you have a really solid foundation for your trainer journey. But we will support you, so don't feel overwhelmed by the stages in this as you go through. Then there's a little trainer skills assessment. It's multiple choice, really straightforward. Don't worry, I think I did mine in about 25 minutes. It's really quick. You're all now probably ready for it, so it's nothing to be concerned about. Then you have to do a trainer video, and the trainer video is just 2 to 3 minutes long. Within it, I remember doing mine and agonizing over it and having all of these animations and things and thinking I had to make it really high tech, but actually it doesn't have to be really. You could go into a Google Slides and record yourself in a Google slide deck and send it through. What they really want to see is basically you and you presenting a particular ed tech tool. So something in the Google family of tools, maybe something on Chromebook, something in the Google Workspace, and just showing it for a minute or so and presenting how you would present it as a trainer. So again, in the mentorship journey, I'll share my trainer video with you and we can have a laugh and take it down to pieces. And my other trainer friends, they'll do the same. They'll share their videos with you and we can have a look at your video before you submit it, and we can give you some tips and ideas and so on. So we'll be really supportive and make sure that you actually succeed in this journey. And then you have to supply 3 or 4 little examples of your professional development experience. Simple things like it could be a slide deck that you've made for teachers in your school. It could be a blog post that you've wrote. It could be something else that you maybe shared on social media. It could be something to show your development experience. So really looking to show that you're started to move into trainer journey as opposed from being an educator where somebody is training you. So it's looking at you starting to move to shift in that particular direction. And then to apply, you have to have level 1 and 2 already. but there's still plenty of time to get those if you haven't at the minute. So yeah, so don't let that put you off either. Any thoughts, Georgina?
I was thinking, well, many thoughts, as you can imagine, in my googliness, let's say. But no, I wanted to mention about the level 1 and level 2 certifications initially, because it's what's really great about that. From what I've understood, obviously Danielle and I don't work for Google, but what I've understood from being part of the community is that it's really important to continuously develop the skills that you're supporting others with. And so for the level 1 and the level 2 certified educator, those are renewable every 3 years. And mine is actually up for renewal in the middle of October. So I'm going to be recertifying, I think, in that first week of October. And what's really great is it just helps you keep on top of your own skills so that you are ready to be able to support the rest of your community. And then equally, things that are constantly updating within the technology, like features across the Google for Education platform, then those become updated over time in the L1 and L2 certifications, as well as the trainer skills assessment. So it's a great way just to keep on top of the sort of evolution of technology and how it is supporting classroom practice. So I think that's really important. I guess the other thing to say too, Danielle, on the video, you took me back some years there where I was trying to think, gosh, where did I record my trainer video, which was not like my innovator video. The trainer video was literally a selfie on the phone against my wall where I was living in Cairo, Egypt at that time some years ago. So you really don't need to have things fancy. Like Danielle, you said, they just want to see who you are. What does your personality like? Are you able to talk, to be able to facilitate and support others with transformation? So they just want to get to know you a little bit. And then it's a really great opportunity for you to showcase your skills and how you bring your unique googliness to the Google ET program to support not only those that you're facilitating to support, but also those within the community, because it's really a community thing. So yeah.
So you're probably wondering, okay, so that's how you become a Google trainer. What's this Trainers for Inclusion about? What's going on? So what we've got then is this collaboration that I want to share with you. So for the collaboration, Canopy, I was chatting to the team and I was telling them about my Texthelp journey. And I was saying that on this new journey that I'm on, very often I go out to schools and it's really rewarding to work with young people to be able to remove barriers to their learning. But I feel there's still lots of work to be done. And I believe that the Google trainers could be a community that could really help make a difference. Because the Google trainer community are passionate individuals. You have the opportunity to work with educators. And what I would love to see would be that anytime you're delivering a training session, that you could be mindful of accessibility, and that during your training sessions, you could bring in accessible principles into the training sessions that you do. So when you're speaking to educators, you could really help share that mission with the folks that you're working with. So this is what I want to do. I want to, during our mentorship journey, take you along a knowledge-based journey whereby I can help upskill you with regards to accessibility and talk to you about some of the best practices that can be involved in that, and also to share with you some other elements of professional development and tips and tricks and slides and resources and all the things that you need to really empower and support you to be able to deliver those training sessions with accessibility in mind. So what we'll do is, whenever you sign up, so the link's along the top there, bit.ly trainers for accessibility. Hopefully that'll take you to a form to sign up. And what I'll do is between now and next week is add you to a Google chat space. And in that chat space, that's where we'll start our offline mentorship journey. So I will add into there some of the resources and little video clips and ideas that you need to be able to understand accessibility really well. We'll also look at UDL, Universal Design for Learning principles. So we will make sure that you have the knowledge that you need to be able to support learners and remove barriers to learning, incorporating each of those principles. As well, there will be a live webinar with myself. So I'll organise a Google Meet with you all and put that into our Google Space chat, so you can make sure you catch up on that either live, so you have an opportunity to ask questions and to really connect with the others in the community. And we'll also record it, of course, so that you can catch up later, because I know how busy you are in your teaching day, and it's really hard sometimes to get to all of these live events. So there'll be opportunities there for you to connect with others offline, online, and also then connect with me personally if you want at any time. Just reach out to me. We will also provide for you a free teacher license to read and write. So when you sign up on that link, you will I will forward you the link where you can sign up in order to access that, so you can play about with the tools, get really familiar with it, and so on. In your Google Trainer domain, there's also access to OrbitNote and Equatio in there as well, so you can get access to all of the full tools once you become a Google Trainer. So then what we're going to do is offer you access to the bootcamp, which Canopy will be running, and it will be running on the 27th of September by doing the following. So I really want you to try to engage with the accessibility content of this course. So what I want you to do when you're signing up to become part of the bootcamp is to give me just one example, one reflection of where you believe that you can help to incorporate accessibility principles into your training, or to give an example of where you have used the read and write software and it has made a difference to a young person in your classroom. So when you're signing up to gain access to the bootcamp, that's one little box that will be in the form that I would like to see from you in order to get access to this free funded academy. And this is what you'll see when you go onto the website. So free for teachers for the literacy support toolbar. And what does the literacy support toolbar look like? It's basically, if you look down the bottom here, you can see that it is a literacy support toolbar that follows you everywhere you're working in the Google ecosystem. So if you're working in Google Docs, Slides, on the web, Google Chrome, everywhere you're working, this literacy toolbar follows. So what it will enable us to do is to provide that accessibility that those learners need for support with reading and writing. So there's text-to-speech built in there, there are dictionary tools, there's tools for our EAL learners, there's study tools in the highlighters, there's prediction tools. We've got a fab new prediction tool built in with Co-Writer in order to help our struggling writers to bring sentences together even better. So I will be taking you through in depth all of the details of that in this webinar coming up on the 23rd of September. So please join me for more details for it. And I'll take you through the literacy toolbar in depth there.
Can I hop in for a second there, Danielle? I just wanted to sort of like cheerlead the last bits that you said, because when OrbitNote specifically, and obviously the rest of the read and write and Texthelp toolbar, obviously, but OrbitNote specifically, when I was supporting a school internationally, when it first came out, was a huge game changer. And just for we had like a huge SEND department, and when I was supporting our school in Amman, Jordan in the Middle East, and it was a very much one-to-one. They've won awards internationally for that. And this was like a huge piece in their success, because it allows them to really adapt and like it says, it's an accessibility tool, right? So it provides access to the learning to help students achieve their learning goals. And it was a huge game changer. And so if there's any tool that you want to add. And what's brilliant is if you are a Google for Education school, like the ones that I was supporting previously, then as Danielle said, this just feeds in as an extension and it opens automatically across the Google for Education suite of tools. So it's super simple to use for all involved who are supporting students across all levels. So definitely, if you haven't heard of this yet, definitely do not miss the following sessions with Danielle to walk through them.
Yeah, absolutely. So the OrbitNote is hugely impactful. As you said, Georgina, it will create that digital workflow in your Google environment that you need. And also it contains the accessibility tools that you'll find in Read and Write built in. So then you're your PDF documents become accessible as well. And when the students know how to use their read and write, then that follows through into their Orbit Note experience as well. It really is the full experience to make your learning environment accessible. So many stories of impact I have heard while working with schools across Northern Ireland and Scotland and England, for how the read and write tools have made a difference to the young people. So just providing that environment where barriers to learning are removed is hugely impactful. And it starts, I guess, with us as trainers, as teachers, as educators, to create that environment in the classroom whereby those young people can succeed. And they rely on us to be able to put those tools in place. They rely on us to create those environments whereby they can be successful. Just even, for example, making text-to-speech available for a young person can make a huge difference to their classroom experience. They can, for example, engage in their learning far more. Like a story that I have whenever I was working just last month with a student. He was in the English classroom and really reluctant to be able to write anything down. The teacher couldn't see him demonstrating his learning. What he was able to do then was to use the talk and type as dictation, and he was able to get all those wonderful ideas that were in his head down onto the page. And the teacher knew then that he was no longer self-censoring his ideas, his vocabulary. He was able to show what he knew, and the teacher then was able to have that lovely learning conversation with him to help him make it even better. And indeed, he was able to feel that sense of self-esteem, that the teacher knows what I'm capable of. The teacher has seen what I can do in the classroom. And whenever you create those opportunities for students to engage in their learning through multiple means, and that's what we'll look at as part of the UDL, part of our mentorship journey, you will see that what we're doing is we're providing that learning environment that's inclusive for all. We're not just relying on our traditional methods. We are enabling opportunities for all young people to succeed. And that's what I would love to do through this Google Trainer program, is show you how we can transform the learning environments in our classrooms. And I truly believe that you folks are the people that can really make that difference and spread that message throughout the whole Google community, and indeed all of the communities that you're going to work with going forward. So please join me on the 23rd for more details on read and write, and we'll go more in depth. And as I said, I will have my friend with me to be able to show you some in-class practice examples of where it has made a huge difference to her learners. And then this is Canopy's side of things. So Canopy is going to come in, and Canopy are a Google partner. So this is all accredited. This is all official with the Google branding, everything. They're the Google people. And what Canopy will be able to do then is offer you a trainer bootcamp to take you through all of the aspects of the program to make sure nothing's missed. And then you will have a Q&A session then on the 6th. So if you're maybe working through the program and you want to ask the Canopy team some questions, there's an opportunity in there to ask those. And then the date that you must remember is the 26th of November, which is the deadline to have your application in. And then what happens after that is it will go off, and you're part of a special cohort. So they're ready for your application. So whenever you go through, then they'll be looked at by the team, and you should find out hopefully this side of Christmas. If not, it'll be very early January, and you will get word back to say that you are now officially qualified. You can take part in all those opportunities that we talked about, to get yourself signed up for doing trainer sessions with Google partners and so on, and indeed connect with all the other folks that you have then joined this program with.
And Danielle, it's a great opportunity too to mention, obviously, the link you're sharing on the screen as well, but another part of the opportunity of the program is the Google for Educator groups, like this GEG UK live stream that we're doing together today, right? And so we'll ask our good friend Darren, who's behind the scenes dropping all of the links in the live stream and helping us out on StreamYard, to drop the GEG UK link if people would like to register, because I know people like Darren and others in GEG UK, such as myself and Danielle, really happy always to answer questions there as well. So you don't just have, Canopy, which is great, and Texthelp and Danielle, which is awesome, but there is a wider community as well of educators in the Google Educator groups who can support as well. And you can learn about inspiring ways that they're using the Google for Education suite across education as well. So I'm sure, yeah, there we go. Darren's dropped that in the live stream chat. So feel free to join the community as well there.
I'm just going to jump in at that point, if it's all right, ladies.
That's brilliant. Yeah. It was like you were on cue. I love it.
Well, it's the first time for everything, isn't there? I just wanted to firstly say thanks to both of you, because it's so much nicer for everyone to not having to listen to me talk all the way through, but also to be able to hear those different voices as well. But I wanted to echo what you said, Danielle. You know, that the universal design for learning approach. I think when I first started using Read and Write as an example, I think my tendency initially was to think of it as a tool that would really help accessibility for those people that desperately needed it. And I completely underestimated just how useful it is for everybody. You know, and it is, you know,
necessary for some, but useful you know, for all.
Really useful for all, and it's actually a tool that I use regularly. Particularly, my favorite is the highlighter tool, and then collect highlights. I use that a lot for kind of like big government documents and things like that, where I'm going through and I'll do all the positive things in green and all the less positive things in pink, and then I collect it all and it collates it all together for me. And I used it as well with my year 11s when we were doing revision and things like that, to say to them, you know, really important kind of dates, do that in one color, really important facts and quotes, do that in another color. So there are so many uses beyond, you know, what essentially gives every pupil and every member of staff, come to that, their own learning support system, but not just in the classroom with them, but anywhere in the world, anytime they want to access it. So really looking forward to kind of seeing more about what Texthelp has got to offer through Read and Write and Orbit Note and Equatio as well in the coming episodes. But I also wanted to echo, I was very fortunate to be part of a similar sort of initiative, if you like, when I applied for my coaching, for my Google certified coach. So I did some work with Canopy through that. Very fortunate to be led through that by the fantastic Laura White, who's no relation, but equally much taller than she looks on screen. And Laura was fantastic, leading us as a cohort through that. Really supportive, always available, some fantastic opportunities to learn together. And then individual mentoring and coaching hours through Dan Fitzpatrick. So I was very, very fortunate. And like you said, being part of these communities gives you the opportunity to work with people that ordinarily you might never come across and you might not get the opportunity to share ideas with. So I really would endorse the idea of being part of this kind of specialized, focused pilot group, if you like, and really kind of getting that support to get your applications in before Christmas, you know, and then you've got potential for Bet Show in 2025 at the end of January, and who knows what you might be doing on the global stage, right?
I think too. Absolutely. Oh, go ahead, Danielle. Sorry, go ahead.
No, okay, go ahead, Georgina. Yeah.
I was going to say, I'm not only in BET, because the Google for Education partners are also global. You never know if you're going to be invited to go and support in a different space altogether as well. And I know, for example, I was speaking at a conference in Seattle, Washington last year, and the event organizer asked me, you know, what else I did. I shared with them, I'm a Google certified trainer and innovator. So if you need support, well, they reached out to the Google partner over there, and sure enough, they had me do two sessions for Google for Education during the event. So you just never know what doors are going to open up, as Danielle shared earlier, with these certifications. So absolutely time to hop on.
Absolutely. And it's nearly like one opportunity leads to the next, to the next, to the next. You know, and I guess for everyone, I would say, be brave and welcome any opportunities that come, because sometimes we can have a little bit of imposter syndrome, or we might feel, oh, I have only joined the community, maybe I'm too early to do it. And I would say, no, go for it. And I guess during our mentorship program, as we're growing our trainers, they're the things that we will be doing. We'll be helping you to build your confidence and saying that you are ready. Take all the opportunities that come as they come your way, and yeah, be open to them. And just the opportunities grow as you go to do one opportunity, then you get talking to people, which leads to another one and another, and so on.
I think that's a really important point as well, Danielle. You know, you get to talk to people off screen, and you soon realize that actually everyone's got that imposter syndrome. Everyone is worried. Everyone's kind of going, is my deck going to work? Is everything going to go? How's it going to land? we're all exactly the same. And you know, you can look at people like us doing it and kind of think, well, how do I get into that? Like Danielle said, you just give it a go, and you know, and then the world's your oyster.
I love that. So maybe we can just check in the chat. I know Christine was joining us. Danielle, there was a little permissions with the Google form link. So Darren just mentioned that we'll look at that after the webinar and make sure we get that open. But if there's any other questions for Danielle or Darren or I on the Google for Education Certified Trainer journey or application, feel free to drop those in the chat and or definitely reach out to us later. We're always there, but sign up and join us at GEG UK. Join Danielle and the mentors community, and don't miss this opportunity to do it in a shared experience of inspiring people so that you are going through fully supported. It makes a world of difference. Danielle, did you have any other sort of tidbits that you wanted to add on at the end, maybe where people can reach out to you on social media and the communities that are supporting you with this mentor initiative through the Google for Education Certified Trainer Academy? Let us know.
Yeah, so you can find me on social media, on Twitter, on LinkedIn. Reach out to me there. I will get back to you. I will also put my email in the chat if anybody wants to reach out to me, if you can't get onto the form or if there's a problem or anything, and I will be able to connect with you. Let's see if it'll go through. And I really would love, is that okay? So maybe you can drop it in for me, Darren. It's d.mckernan at texthelp.com. So yeah, please join me on the journey. It's a great opportunity. I joined the journey as part of Global GEG, and look at all the opportunities that came my way, and I would really love you to join it as well. I haven't seen any other opportunities come up like this recently. As I said, the Google Champions group is really starting to grow. I can see that that's starting to take off. It's a fairly new hub that's been developed. So there's opportunities for you to get in right at the very start and really grow your own community as well within there. So please get involved. And if you have any questions at all, just ask, and I'd be happy to answer anything that you have. So thank you so much for joining me tonight.
Yeah, thank you so much for taking time to come and share about this very inspiring program that's happening along with the partnerships from Texthelp and Canopy. It's really exciting that this has come about, and I'm looking forward to joining the other webinars as well, Danielle. So thank you for taking time to share on your evening after a full day's work. And also round of applause for our good friend Darren here, who is behind the scenes doing all the magic behind StreamYard and GEG UK generally to make sure that people are in the know of the Googly activities and events that people can join to stay in the loop. So big shout out to you, Darren. Thank you for all that you do as well on top of your full-time job. So appreciate you.
Thank you for hosting. Much appreciated.
So we'll do a final medal jingle then to show off what you can
good
get.
idea.
I've got my badges as well on mine just to show off. Look,
see, look at that.
Coach, innovator, and trainer. Look, you get all of this kind of stuff. It's really great.
Awesome. Well, everybody, thank you so much for joining in the chat. Make sure you follow us all on socials. Connect with us if you have questions. Joseph, so great to see you. Thank you so much for joining in. And yes, it will be great to see you in the journey. So definitely connect with the forum and on socials. And please do join us. Danielle, what is the date for the second session that's upcoming?
23rd of September.
So stay tuned for that. Join us, and we look forward to seeing you then. Until then, stay googly.
Bye.
Thanks, everyone. Take care.